Another one.
All right. You gotta welcome everybody to the show, though. Do it quick before something happens.
Welcome to the show, baby. Waiting for sign up for the watching show.
I don't know how much time passed. I desperately wanted to sleep. Not the big surprise. My eyes were closing by themselves. How did we first meet? That was so long way ago.
What? That was so long way ago.
I was trying to pull up but I don't have a mouse, so I can't pull up the transcript. I asked in a whisper. What? Masha's voice was trembling. How we met?
Yes.
She tried to laugh, but immediately began to cough.
I will sleep for a while, okay?
Just for a while. Or you will sleep through the whole day again.
Well, but you will wake me up.
Of course. I kissed her. I hissed and closed my eyes. Oblivion was getting closer, but I didn't care. I was transported back in time to that very day. Okay. So, big old flashback. Maybe. My whole body was aching. Perhaps my brain couldn't rest peacefully because it was distracted by thousands of signals coming from my nerve endings.
My head receptacle is causing
nerve endings in my head receptacle.
It's causing all the power in my body to diverge or to converge.
Just go with that.
It's making it bad.
Somehow I rose and woke up Masha. After all, we were playing to survive. I thought we were going to have a flashback, but I guess not. How long have I been in his mind? Fork after fork, tunnel after tunnel. Masha was whispering something all the time. To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right.
She's doing some curse or something.
This seems that I won't be able to handle even one more turn. Oh, is this different?
This is the one we've been to before.
No, it's not.
Yeah, this is the crystal one, but now it's been burst open, I think.
But listen. Different. But suddenly the flashlight highlighted the tight passage.
Hey, you guys in my new crib?
Oh, no.
You decided to join me for dinner.
This is another place this is another place where reverb bot would be great. You can hear the distance.
I sense gas. Hold on. Look.
Masha was pointing somewhere into the darkness. I flashed the light.
Yes, I'm over here.
Flying on the ground.
This is not.
No, let's go. What? What's the point of... At last, we got out of the labyrinth and found ourselves in a small room. There were broken boulders all over the blah, describing the place. At least it's changed scenery. I sighed. The flashlight had almost died, and I had to shake it up every 10 seconds to slightly recover the battery. Exhausted, Masha dropped to the floor. We can't stop. I'm sure there's an exit somewhere here.
How do you know?
I looked at her. She obviously had no idea... Obviously, didn't know jack shit about the prophecy.
Yeah.
I just know it. I smiled, trying to look encouraging.
Well, if so.
She leaned against the wall and stood up hardly. Sit here for now. I will see what is further on.
I'm afraid.
Masha trembled. I'm not going far. She raised her eyes to me, full of hope, and nodded almost imperceptibly. I looked around and noticed a heavy iron door. My attempt to open it, but here won't. Ugh, I wish that pipe was here now, but there was no other choice. I braced my leg on the wall and threw all my weight against the handle. My muscles bulged from how big they are. My forehead was awash with sweat. My vision darkened, but the door didn't budge. Just gave off a hollow rattle. It's all right, wait a second. I shouted after Masha, gasping for breath. I need to find some kind of stick.
Masha, lend me your body. Its stick-like properties will allow me to use this. All right.
There's definitely an exit behind the door because I know it. She looked at me wearily. I ran out of room. And began to scour the mine in search of something suitable. Like all those freaking sticks attached to the wall and the ceiling. A flashlight was about to die, and having blinked its last, it finally went out. I panicked and began to blunder around, trying to find the way back. However, I kept running into walls and couldn't remember at all how I got here. Masha! I screamed, hoping she could hear me. Something bad's going to happen. Suddenly, a sound came out behind me. A light appeared, and my shadow appeared on the ground, stretching far off to the darkness. Someone has a flashlight. I was rooted to the spot by fear. I heard a seemingly familiar voice. Well, it's got to be Lena. What's wrong, Sonia? She says she's going to have the creepy look now like everybody else. Yeah. I slowly turned around and saw Lena holding a flaming torch in her hand. Her face was disfigured by an inhuman grin. I've come for you. It was the last in the least threatening way possible. I've come for you. This Lena was same Lena. This
Well,
was
thank
the
God
same.
you're here.
Lena, I was worried something might have happened to you.
And you're here to rescue me, obviously. Thank you.
Wait.
He's talking about her face expressions, the crazy one that he saw at the square and then in Olga's
Okay,
cabin.
the expression, I didn't get that part. Okay, this was Lena. And at the same time, not Lena. No, he was saying between the split personalities, this is the Lena I saw at the cabin. And then but not this Lena, whatever. The creature is more like one of those Aaaaaands. I am coming for you.
You, right now?
You. Who are you?
Whatever happened to consent?
I squeezed out. It's Lena. Don't you recognize me? She burst into a devilish laughter. Ha! You completely forgot about you were having fun with them. Words stuck in my throat. It's all right. There's nobody left now. Just the two of us. I killed everyone else. You did everything? Bingo. Well, no. For a second, her face became guilty, but then she grinned again. Slavy was first. She was always so annoying. She was like Miss Reliability, diligent, hardworking, always everywhere, agreeing with everyone. Yuck. What did she scream when I was tearing off her arms? Oh, it's a pity you didn't get to see it all. Her mouth began to tremble. Her saliva dripped out of it and her eyes rolled up. And then Alyssa, everybody is annoying me. I don't need anyone. Now she's hanging peacefully alone on a tree. However, it wasn't easy to lift her up there, but it had a much greater effect. How you all screamed, huh? Like pigs in a slaughterhouse. Lena's face was twisted by a grin of sick pleasure. All right, just that bitch Miku left to deal with. Haha, and then it's over. Oh, cool. She produced a giant cleaver covered with blood from behind her back. Well, actually, it seemed to me that she was lost in thought. I don't know what the crap in the form of Liana was. Her and the other pioneers weren't killed by me, but it doesn't really matter now. Huh.
But she did do Slavia and
Of course she did.
Alyssa.
Which is good. She shook the torch and it flared out in a second. Wait here, I will be quick. Her devilish laughter came from behind me. This means that she went after Masha. I must do something quickly. But I have absolutely no idea which way to run. The darkness completely disoriented me. Screw it. I ran the way I assumed Lena went. After only a short way, I painfully smashed into a wall, turned around, trying to move slowly, but I stumbled over another obstacle, fell down and screamed in pain. Trying to rise, I realized that I couldn't put any weight on my left leg. Is it broken? Seems like I twisted it. I tried to crawl, but it worked out badly. The whole main floor was covered with sharp stones, rusty nails, and broken boards. And crushed dreams, and spilled milk. After only a short way, my arms were torn to bleeding pieces of meat, and my eyes couldn't be opened because of the dust. This does not sound like a good ending. I fumbled in my pockets, pulled out the matchbox. I tried to light the match with my shaking hands, but couldn't get them to light. Calm down, I muttered. At last, after the fifth try, the mine was lighted by a dim light. I quickly oriented myself and worked out which way I have to run. We're coming up now! It seemed to me that only a few seconds passed before I had found myself in the room where I'd left Masha. The last match went out, but I had just enough time to see Lena raising her cleaver above Masha. I rushed toward them, screaming, and dived forward. My hands suddenly collided with something. I fell to the ground and began smashing everything around me. Are you like killing Masha right now? That'd be so stupid. Most of my punches didn't hit the mark, but then my hands met something soft. I heard a moan and dead silence set in. Oh, come on. I rolled onto my back and started breathing heavily, inhaling a dry air greedily. Masha, I called. I heard quiet sobs. Are you still alive?
Yes.
She whispered. Did she get you? Are you dead?
No. Your virginity? It's gone. No!
I began to fumble in the darkness and see found a torch to the light there.
He's so upset by it.
Shapeless shadows began to dance on the walls, and I saw Lena's body sprawled on the floor. Oh, good. She seemed to be alive. I was going to finish her, if you know what I mean. Oh, she's fine. Do. Masha crawled right over to me and grabbed my leg. Ow, my twisted leg.
You don't need to.
Of course, Lena wasn't to blame for everything, just mostly everything. But she's the devil incarnate. There's no way we can let a human like her, if she can be called a human, live. But when I looked at Masha, I realized that I can't. I just can't. Can't you see I can't? I looked at the cleaver from the floor and twisted it in my hands. I decided it would make a perfect crowbar. Hey, story. Going over to the door, I jammed it into the wheel and pulled it as hard as I could. And then Shurek is hiding there. A door creaked and opened. Fresh air steamed into the room. Fart reverb noise. Reverb. We're saved. I turned to Masha, helped her get up, and we left the room, leaving Lena lying unconscious. Very smart. We couldn't kill her, but we also couldn't subdue her so that she wouldn't be a threat later. Because we're smart. Beyond the door was a short corridor with a ladder at the end of it, which led up to a grating. I climbed up and pulled. We know all this. We know all this. I fell to the grass, exhausted, and looked around. And again, the square. Again, this camp. The bright red dawn was breaking in the east, burning the tops of a distant
This time,
forest.
Lennon's all ripped apart and in pieces on the ground.
Lena?
No, Lennon.
Oh, yeah. Unless there's a skeletal remains inside of Lennon.
Yeah.
Inside the statue.
As if the statue is decomposing.
Yeah. there's blood, but it's still very much rock and stone. The last stars winked at me, unaware of everything that had happened here in this hell. That's kind of new. Masha returned, rested her head into my arm,
Into the head
and pointed to the sky with a trembling hand.
I wish we were there.
Though we got out of the dungeon, nothing is over. Crowds of zombie Oyanas are wandering around through the camp, and insane Lena is lying underneath, and heaven knows how much more devilry we will encounter here.
I really want to sleep. That will solve all my problems.
By yourself? I didn't know how to answer her because I don't know where to run, don't know where we can be safe. Where did Cotton Eye Joe go? He might have the answers. I don't know how to return to our world. Sleep. I patted Mash's head.
This is all the responsibility of Cotton Eye Joe. If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, none of this would have happened. He just goes off into a mournful soliloquy.
Either this is a meta joke or a plot joke.
Listen, this would make a great script for film.
She laughed out loud. I looked at her in horror. Okay, so it seems like a plot point. No, Masha was smiling, but her smile wasn't diabolical like that. It was pure, honest, maybe even childish. All her exhaustion had gone away, and her eyes were shining with a cheerful spark. What happened to you? I could hardly speak.
Everything is fine.
She laid down on my head receptacle again.
That was the last scene.
Oh, so she is doing this. The end. Suddenly, I felt my strength leaving me. My vision darkened. My consciousness began to float away somewhere. Before we thought something bad was happening, it turns out she's just describing sleep again in a different way. I was lying in silence, and the only sound of Masha's breath could be heard. Not the grasshoppers chirping, like all of them had died at last, but only Masha's steady breathing. Are they sleeping? And her smile.
We banged, okay?
Report to the Normandy as soon as possible. We'll bang, okay? Yeah, that's his room. Which is good, because we need to get out of here. No, that is not his room.
This is where they banged. I'm telling you that he had a dream after they banged.
While they banged?
After they banged, he had that dream.
Okay, all right. Bright moonlight reflected on the water, cheerfully skipping on the waves. The light night breeze was blowing, and somewhere far away an owl was hooting.
Hoot! Hoot! We both went there. Hoot!
I looked at Masha, who was peacefully sitting nearby, covered by my shirt. What a dream. My mobile phone was dimly showed at the time. It's 3 a.m. We better go to bed, or tomorrow Ogo to Miachev will make us out. I just decided to wake up Masha, but I suddenly noticed an open script and a pen next to her. I quickly went through several pages and was horrified. It was completely identical to what happened in my dream. Bile rose in my throat and my eyes darkened. I was disgusted at her existence, and I grabbed the cleaver that I got from the dream, and I
stabbed her.
Masha rolled over, opened her eyes, and looked at me.
You awake?
Did you write this? I asked, thick-tongued.
Yes. What is wrong?
I didn't know how to answer. I just couldn't understand what was going on.
You were sleeping so cutely that I didn't want to wake you, and the grasshoppers were chirping so loudly, so I
read aloud the script while you were asleep so that you dreamt about it. Wait, but we are here now. I mean, we are not pioneers. We are filming here and all that kind of stuff, aren't we?
Yes, of course we are.
You dumb bitch. Masha looked at me uncomprehendingly. Maybe I woke up, read...
Is that a word? Uncomprehendingly?
I think so. Maybe I woke up, read what she wrote, and then fell asleep again?
Uncomprehending isn't a word. It's incomprehending, isn't it?
No, uncomprehendingly is an adverb.
I don't think that makes sense.
Tell us to what extent you comprehend.
But it's comprehend something, and then when it's not comprehensible.
If we're gonna bitch, I'm gonna look it up.
It's incomprehensible.
No, that's a word, but uncomprehendingly I think is also a word.
But wouldn't it be incomprehendingly?
No.
I hope you're right. Incomprehensible.
Comprehendingly.
Is that a adverb?
It looks like it's a word. I'm just trying to make sure.
It'd be an
Yes,
adverb.
it is. Sorry, this is an adverb.
Uncomprehendingly.
Yep.
Okay. You're drenched with sweat.
She fumbled in the pocket of
My
my
favorite drink.
Gross. Good job. That was creepier than the dream.
Yeah.
And I woke up again. A typical Russian handkerchief. And
Leonardo DiCaprio was there, and so was Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It's Inception Day dream. Okay, anyway. It's an Inception joke.
Yeah.
I spun a top, and it kept spinning.
I wish I could spin your top.
I grabbed her nipples.
No, the bra, but whatever. I took it and suddenly felt a surge of warmth. The same warmth you feel when someone due to...
You've grabbed them.
You've grabbed them.
Shall we go?
Masha started getting dressed. I barely stood up and went to the river. Cold water revived me, and the dream stopped seeming so real. After all, it was just a dream, wasn't it? On the way back, Masha held my hand and chattered about everything nonstop. She chatted about everything nonstop, but nonstop is a noun. It means the movie Nonstop by Liam Neeson. She chatted everything nonstop. And in the movie,
Yeah.
it saves a bunch of people because of a bomb, which is the same exact plot as the commuter would kill a year later. There's been speculation as to whether or not
Stupid.
We came to the square.
I hope those creatures will let me sleep at least tonight.
She said thoughtfully.
Ooh, the grasshoppers. Well, I'll go.
She looked at me keenly, turned around, and was about to leave. There it is. I was like, you gotta kiss her. I grabbed her hand, pulled her toward me, and kissed her hard. Because sometimes... because sometimes a dream is just a dream, and reality is reality. Every time.
It's a reference.
Is he gonna wake up? Is he gonna wake up in his room, or is it over? I'd be fine if it was over, but what do you want to happen? You think
We did it?
I think it's over.
Yeah, that's Miku's ending. Yep,
Yeah,
it's Miku's ending.
Come on. We did it.
Yay!
We did.
How much time left is in the episode?
15 of them.
15 more minutes left?
I think so.
Do we want to start with new?
No, we're 17 in. Excuse me! We can't skip! You paused it! Okay, no, I didn't! It's not me! I tried to get scared!
Oh my god.
And then it comes back up. Oh, I didn't mean to close the game, but well, there you go.
That's it?
It's it. We're going to do another playthrough, if you know what I mean.
All right.
Jeez. That was a weird one, but I guess it was good.
Okay.
It's different. All right. See us next time.